What's up, guys? In this video, this should be a shorter video. I just want to talk about how you could make the best collection or best fragrance collection. So this is actually going to be your best fragrance collection. Um, a lot of us fall for the YouTube hype in the beginning, of you pretty much see something that's getting a lot of attention, a lot of traction online. You go ahead and buy it. You don't really like it, but you keep it just because this person on YouTube says it smells good. So this video is more for the newer um, fragrance um, audience, which it happens, especially now with TikTok, that everyone's trying to make money off of the TikTok shop. Um, and I kind of fell into the YouTube hype. Not really. I kind of just thought that mine was very simple. If you thought Club de Nuit Limited Man or just a version of Club de Nuit smelled exactly like a Ventus, I already knew not to trust you. Um, so I think it's good to have a point, have a starting point, something like that. Let's say you have a fragrance and someone says this is a clone of the fragrance. You've smelled both of them, and you don't trust it. That should be a red flag. Most of the stuff on TikToks with the links, I wouldn't really trust it too much. Um, just because people are just trying to make the commission on TikTok. Um, that's another reason I don't really post anything in the link or just links in my description. I could, I just don't want to influence you guys to purchase something if you guys don't want to. Um, Even though Neil, I'm sorry, I made you purchase something. And same thing with you, Poe. My bad, my bad. But if it's a fragrance I really believe in, you guys know I try not to do the list videos too much just because I uh, I would just repeat the same fragrances pretty much. There was a point I did have over, I'd say closer to 300 fragrances, and most of them were clones, and I ended up selling most of them. If not, I ended up selling most of them besides the ones I knew I wasn't gonna buy a bottle of. Um, so like the Louis Vuitton clones, the Tom Fords, potentially. I've been looking at some of the Tom Ford ones, so I might be selling some of the Tom Ford clones just to get some actual Tom Ford bottles. Um, and that's just coming from the point that I really do enjoy those fragrances, so might as well get a real deal one. Um, I could just keep the clone, be happy with the clone, um, but I would just like to have the real deal. Just not really support the brand, it's just to have it, just to have the quality of it, or have the quality version of the clone. Um, but yeah, the best way to make the best collection or make your best collection is just make sure you like everything you have. Some people say sample first. Neil's probably saying sample first in the comments right now, but I blind buy everything. So, in my opinion, the amount you spend on a decant, and it's kind of harder to sell a decant. When you get a decant, you try it. It's already kind of hard to sell it. But if you buy a clone fragrance, you can buy the clone, test it. If you like it or not, you can sell it in the Facebook group um, for maybe a few dollars off of what you bought it for. You're not going to get exactly how much you paid for it, but you're going to get something similar. Or at least I've gotten pretty close to what I've spent for it. The only issue is that you're going to be, you take care of the shipping. Make sure you're actually treating these people that are looking to buy from you like customers. People know that on my Facebook, I ship out next day. If I buy a fragrance, I want it shipped next day. So I do the same as I expect. Um, and if you're going to go into that, just make sure, you know, you're being honest about the level of the fragrance. Um, and I normally do it just because since I blind buy everything, I'm not going to love everything I buy. Um, and that's my way of getting out of that fragrance. And then same thing with if you ever need something on the side, let's say you're just tired of the DNA, you wore it more than a sample would last you, and you realize if this bottle runs out, whatever, or I could sell this bottle to get a different bottle. That's what you could also do. Um, But yeah, just make sure you actually like everything you do own, or just love everything you actually own. That way, I, I want to be the person that when I look at my collection, I would have to go by season or just by temperature, just because I don't know what to wear. Compared to just reaching for something just because this YouTuber says that I like it. Um, so there's nothing in particular. Like, I'm not saying any certain YouTubers or anything like that that just influence you to buy and top 10 lists, this and that, just to make sure you will try to make you to buy something so they get the commission. It's a money grab, and I mean it is what it is. It's part of the community. Some people just want to know what are compliment getters or panty droppers, and I mean just know who to avoid at that point. If you're just seeing constant, you know, sign up and I'll tell you when to buy this using this link, or TikTok shop, and they're just those TikTok type style videos that is just very. It's pretty much like an advertisement for the fragrance, um, even if the fragrance isn't that good. So um, that kind of worries me about working with the brand. Sometimes I don't know if I ever want to work with the brand, unless I actually really like their stuff, and I think that's how it should be. Maybe, probably most people don't do that, because again, people are just trying to make a living. So unless they pay me enough, you already know they pay me enough. No disclaimers and nothing. I'm switching up on you. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I mean, this is just a hobby. This is just, I think, for me. So the best way to definitely make your collection the best it could be is just make sure you love everything you have in your collection. Um, if you just load up and you have like 200, 300 fragrances in 2 months, how many fragrances can you really wear? Um, Sometimes they get you with this is hard to find, this is hard to get. So then you end up spending the money just because you found it. Things like that. It's very, they do that for a reason. The clone brands, we know they don't cost too much to make. That's probably why they make them so hard to get, just so there's people that are just looking out for it to be available to buy it right away, even though they probably have a whole bunch available. Um, like, let's say Hawas Ice, it was what, maybe a week or two of making it hard to get, and then all of a sudden it's just everywhere and no one wants to buy it. I'm not sure about the Kamarakawa. That's another one that pretty much pre-order this, and it's a clone fragrance. It's a fragrance clone flanker. That, I mean, I haven't tried it. What I've heard is that it's similar to the original. Um, I mean, if you really love Conra that much, get the duplicate, get the clone. Get the flanker of the clone. Um, but that's more of a, again, that was I feel like I saw it more on TikTok. I'm not really on TikTok just because I get a lot of fragrance stuff and I hate watching fragrance content on TikTok. YouTube fragrance content I don't really watch anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm the obsessive personality. So if I get into something, I am getting into it 100%. So when I first started this hobby, I had way too many clones, and the best decision I made was kind of like going through each one, seeing if I liked it. When was the last time I wore it? Am I wearing it because I think it's okay? Or am I wearing it because I love it? And most of the time, it just happened to be that I'm just wearing it because it's okay. Or it's an okay smell. I could deal with the smell. So when I started getting rid of a lot of those fragrances, and now that I have the collection that I have, I think I have maybe 100, 150, that kind of range. It's 150 fragrances that I would wear every day if I could. Obviously, there's still the superior ones to me, like Pasha, the Cartier Parfum, um, Intoxicated by Kilian, the Xerjoff Worm. But those are just very different type of styles that you know you're not going to come across that too often. So it's a different type of appreciation compared to everything else that's in the collection that I really do enjoy anyways and I would wear every day. But those, like, let's say the Xerjoff Aurum or the Intoxicated by Killian, I would wear every day if I could, but it's not an everyday fragrance. You could make it one if you really only had it, but yeah, I mean, that's just my thoughts for this video. I kind of just different type of video, something I was thinking about or something I just hope you guys think about, especially because I'm kind of in the process of selling some of the stuff in my collection again. Not too much, just kind of the cheaper stuff that I don't really wear, just to get more stuff to make content for you guys. And then if I bring it in, don't like it, guess what? Again, cycle the money. Go ahead, put it out for sale. Buy something else with that money. That way, it's kind of like a set amount of money that I spent on fragrances, and it just kind of keeps on going back into fragrances. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I have for you guys. Please leave, like, subscribe. Please leave, if you guys want to leave comments down below of tips that people should, follow or just keep in mind. Then, make sure to leave that down just to help other people out. That's all I have for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.